Time you question if you are worthy of my affection, I remind you, I formed you for a divine reason. You are crafted by my hand, unique among billions, bearing the fingerprints of my creativity in your very essence. Do not compare yourself to others, for I have drawn a special blueprint for your life, a design that carries a beauty all its own. Never doubt your significance. Your existence is a testimony that I desired you from eternity's beginning. When the storms of life rage, you might ask, "Where are you, God? Why are these winds so fierce?" My answer is simple. I am right here, holding you firm, ready to calm the tempest at the perfect moment. Sometimes I allow the winds to blow, so you can learn to cling to me with unwavering faith. Sometimes I permit the waters to rise so your trust in my power can deepen, shaping you into a soul who can stand strong even when the world trembles. Though you may not always understand, be assured that I orchestrate every detail for a higher purpose. My ways transcend your comprehension, but my heart for you remains undeniably good. Lay down your worries at my feet. You have carried them far too long, letting them weigh your spirit down with anxiety. Do you not know that I invite you into rest? When you choose to unburden yourself into my hands, you discover that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. You do not have to hold everything together. I am the one who holds creation in place, from the smallest atom to the grandest galaxy. Believe me when I say, I can hold you as well. Embrace my promise and let it become a shield around your mind. The same power that shapes the cosmos is at work to sustain you in every circumstance. Trust is not always easy, especially when past disappointments echo in your memories. Perhaps your trust was betrayed by loved ones or institutions you once depended on. Let me assure you, dear child, that I am incapable of betraying you. I am the unchanging one, the steady anchor for every soul who calls upon my name. Do not let human failure become the measure by which you gauge my faithfulness. Instead, look at the countless times I have reached out to you, rescued you from despair, and surrounded you with comfort. Let those moments be your reminder that I do not abandon the ones I love. You question if your burdens are too trivial. You wonder if your dreams are too grand, or your tears too insignificant. Know that nothing about you is overlooked by my eyes. Each laugh, each sigh, each silent cry for help is precious to me. I know every hair on your head, and every secret fear that lurks in the shadows of your thoughts. When you open yourself to my gaze, you do not find condemnation. Rather, you find a depth of understanding that surpasses human comprehension. Let that reality soothe every anxious question in your heart. I speak to you now about the relationships in your life. Sometimes you feel isolated or misunderstood. Sometimes you long for someone to see who you really are behind the outer walls you present to the world. I see you, beloved. I see the vulnerability you try to hide, the love you yearn to offer, and the acceptance you long to receive. Place your relationships in my care. Seek me in all things, and you will watch as I guide you toward healthy, nurturing connections. And if certain people have walked away, do not assume it signals your unworthiness. I remove those who drain your spirit and bring no growth. Instead, I will lead you to friendships that breathe life into your soul, teaching you more about my love and character. There may be challenges in your household, tensions with family, conflicts that never seem to resolve, or painful memories that linger like uninvited guests. Invite me into the center of those difficulties. When my peace settles in a home, it can soften even the hardest hearts, bridging gaps no human effort could mend. Pray for those who have harmed you. Release your grudges so I can usher in restoration. Do you trust that I can mend what seems irreparably broken? I assure you I can. My power to reconcile is limitless. But your willingness to forgive and let go of past bitterness opens the door for my transforming hand to work miracles you never believed possible. Do not be disheartened. when you see turmoil in the world. Wickedness appears to thrive, violence erupts, and fear seems widespread. Remember, I have overcome the darkness. My light shines brightest when shadows deepen. Each time you choose to love in the midst of hatred, to serve in a world fixated on taking, and to stand firm in truth while everything else trembles, you align yourself with my eternal victory. No matter how loud evil roars, it remains inferior to my goodness. Align your heart with my word, for my word never fails. Even if entire nations crumble, my promises stand secure. Let that truth fill you with unshakable confidence. Your finances, career, and provision also matter to me. I see how you strive, sometimes feeling overwhelmed or stuck in situations where resources seem scarce. Child, I am your provider. Wealth is not your master. It is merely a tool I entrust to you for a season. If you handle it with wisdom and generosity, it becomes a channel of blessing. If money becomes an idol, it morphs into a prison. Surrender your material concerns to me. Ask me for the opportunities that align with your gifts and your calling. In the perfect time, I open doors that no human hand can shut, ensuring that all your true needs are met. I do not promise endless luxuries, but I do promise sufficiency. And often I surprise you with more than you expected. When sickness touches your life, or the life of someone you care for deeply, you may feel helpless and wonder if I have turned my face away. Know that I am closer than ever in those seasons of pain. I comfort you in every affliction, and I am still the healer who can restore bodies and souls. Healing takes many forms, sometimes immediate and miraculous, other times gradual and shaped by the medical knowledge I've allowed humanity to discover. And in certain situations, the greatest healing I offer is a peace that transcends all understanding, especially when a physical cure does not arrive as you hoped. Never forget that no illness, not even death, has the final word over those who belong to me. The final word is life, eternal and abundant, promised and guaranteed for my children. Listen carefully. If you feel trapped by habits you cannot break or sins you keep repeating, do not hide from me. Shame tells you to run away, to isolate yourself from my presence. But I invite you to run toward me instead. My mercy is beyond measure, and no chain is unbreakable when exposed to the power of my grace. You may have tried in your own strength to free yourself, only to fail repeatedly. Let me be your liberator. Confess your struggles, and I will infuse you with a new power to resist temptation and pursue holiness. Repentance is not a sign of weakness, it is the gateway to liberation. The world may point out your flaws, but I see who you are becoming through my sanctifying love. I also speak to you about your dreams. You harbor certain aspirations that have been on your heart for years, yet disappointments have piled up, making you wonder if they will ever materialize. Remember, I place desires within you for a reason. It is essential to surrender each dream to my timing and my wisdom. Sometimes I delay fulfillment so your character can develop, ensuring you won't be crushed by the weight of answered prayers. Sometimes I realign your path because I see potential in you that you have not recognized. Trust me, even if your plans must shift, the outcome I prepare will be infinitely better than what you could orchestrate alone. Keep believing, keep working diligently, keep lifting your eyes to me, for I delight in blessing my children with the desires of their hearts when they are surrendered to my higher purpose. Though you live in a chaotic world, let your soul be a sanctuary of praise. You do not have to wait for everything to be perfect before you worship me. In fact, your praises ring truest when offered in the midst of hardship. Praising me in difficulty is an act of powerful faith, declaring that I am greater than any adversity. Let your worship rise from a place of authenticity and reverence, and watch how my presence descends, wrapping you in a divine embrace that dispels every gloom. Whether in a quiet moment at home or in a gathering of believers, Let your worship become a fragrance that warms your heart and changes the spiritual atmosphere around you. Sometimes you sense a call to serve, but you feel unqualified. You see the needs in your community or within your circle, yet you question whether you have enough talent, time, or courage to make a difference. Child, remember that I do not call the equipped, I equip the called. Your willingness is what matters most to me. When you step out in faith, no matter how small the gesture seems, I multiply your efforts beyond what you can imagine. Do you recall how a simple lunch of bread and fish fed thousands under my blessing? In the same way, your obedient heart, combined with my limitless power, can accomplish wonders that leave you in awe. Let every act of service be an offering of love, free of pride and full of compassion. Reflect on the significance of humility. In a world obsessed with self-promotion, I seek those who understand that true greatness lies in a humble spirit. Pride erects walls, isolates you from my grace, and blinds you to your own need for my guidance. Humility, on the other hand, is the fertile ground where my love flourishes. It keeps you teachable, open to correction, and grateful for every good thing you receive. When you posture your heart in humility before me, you access my strength in ways you never thought possible. Let go of the need to prove yourself to the world. Let me be the one who affirms your identity and values your worth. Do you sometimes feel a longing, an emptiness that nothing else seems to fill? That void is a sacred space intended for me alone. No relationship, no achievement, no material possession can satisfy that place in your soul. People try to fill it with entertainment, success, or even destructive habits, but the ache remains. I designed you with a yearning for my presence, so you would seek me and find my embrace. When you sense that longing, don't suppress it. Let it lead you into deeper communion with me. For in my presence is fullness of joy, and at my right hand are pleasures evermore. Hold on to hope. When bleak circumstances taunt you and despair seems like the logical choice, remember the power of hope grounded in my promises. Hope is not naive optimism. It is the confident expectation that I will fulfill every word I have spoken. You may not see evidence right away. The situation might even worsen before it improves. Nevertheless, keep hope alive in your heart, for I am the God who brings life out of death, joy out of sorrow, and victory out of defeat. Let hope be the anchor of your soul, so that when storms rage, you remain stable, rooted in the knowledge that I am faithful. Let me speak to the creative spirit within you. You might have talents you've tucked away, thinking they are irrelevant or unworthy. Remember, I am the Creator, and I delight in seeing my children create. Whether you paint, write, sing, invent, or organize in a brilliant way, each creative expression can become an act of worship and a channel of blessing to others. Stop diminishing the gifts I have placed in you. Bring them forth with courage and humility, allowing me to breathe life into them. Through creativity, you reflect a small portion of my nature, reminding the world that love and beauty are still alive. I also remind you of the power of gratitude. Make it a daily practice to pause and thank me for the blessings, big and small, that color your life. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, igniting a sense of awe for my provision. This attitude will guard your heart from resentment and negativity. Even in seasons of scarcity, there is always something to be grateful for. A meal, a friend, a sunrise, a new opportunity to learn. Let gratitude become your steady companion, turning ordinary moments into sacred encounters with my grace. When the burdens of life accumulate, you might feel a strong urge to isolate yourself from everyone, including me. Resist that urge. Isolation is the enemy's strategy to deepen your despair. Instead, reach out for my hand, and I will pull you from the pit of loneliness. I designed you for fellowship, not only with me, but also with others who love me. Seek a community of faith where you can share your story, pray with others, and grow together in unity. Yes, people are flawed, and you may find imperfections in any group. However, I manifest my love in powerful ways when believers come together in my name. Often you wonder about my timing. You might say, "Lord, I've prayed so long. When will you answer?" I ask you to consider the process I use to cultivate the best in you. Much like seeds planted in fertile ground, there is a necessary season of waiting before the harvest. During that time, roots grow deep, hidden from the eye, but vital for sustaining the plant's future fruit. In your life, I nurture deep spiritual roots, integrity, patience, and perseverance, so that when you finally see your breakthrough, you have the maturity to handle it. Trust in my perfect schedule, remembering that I am never late and never early. I move precisely when it serves your eternal good. I know there are days you feel overlooked or invisible, convinced that your efforts are meaningless. Let me be the one who validates you. Every kind gesture, every selfless act, every prayer uttered on behalf of another is recorded in my heart. You might never receive applause from the crowds, but you have my smile, and that, dear child, is infinitely more precious. Live for my approval, and you will discover the freedom of not needing to meet everyone else's expectations. Let your life be an offering of love to me, content in the knowledge that I see and celebrate even what the world ignores. Sometimes you might think your faith is too small to move mountains. You read stories of miracles in ancient times or testimonies from others, but doubt creeps in about whether such wonders could ever happen for you. Know that faith, even the size of a mustard seed, can unleash my power in astonishing ways. It's not the size of your faith that matters as much as the greatness of the one in whom you place it. Fix your eyes on me, not on your limitations. Affirm my promises over your life, even when your feelings waver. Speak truth, even when your senses scream otherwise. You will learn that faith is a journey, not a single leap. Day by day, as you exercise it, you will watch it grow. Let's talk about purpose. You might assume that your life lacks a grand calling, but I assure you there is a divine reason you are alive at this moment in history. Your gifts, experiences, and unique perspective equip you to touch lives in ways no one else can. Your purpose does not always need a stage or microphone. It might manifest in your workplace, your home, your friendships, or even in the random encounters with strangers. Remain alert to my subtle nudges. Ask me to guide you, and I will lead you to people who desperately need the love I poured into your heart. Show them kindness, speak words of hope, serve them humbly. These acts, done in my name, are seeds that grow eternal fruit. Embrace the journey of spiritual growth. Rather than pursuing fleeting pleasures, invest in knowing me intimately. Open my word with a hunger to learn, not just to accumulate knowledge, but to transform your thinking. Let it confront areas of your life where old habits need to be uprooted. Let it encourage you when you're down and correct you when you're off course. Prayer is more than a ritual. It's a living conversation between your soul and mine. When you set aside time to commune with me, I will pour out revelation, guidance, and peace that transcends your daily struggles. In moments of fear, remember that I did not give you a spirit of timidity, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Fear tries to obscure my light, painting a distorted picture of the future. But my perfect love casts out all fear. Hold on to that promise. When fear knocks, answer with the conviction that I, your Lord, stand guard over your destiny. You can walk through the darkest valleys, holding my hand, knowing that I will never forsake you. Keep speaking courage over yourself, reminding your heart of who I am and who you are in me. I also want you to realize that every test you endure can become a testimony of my faithfulness. Do not hide your struggles. Your story has the power to inspire others who think they are alone. Whether you faced addiction, heartbreak, betrayal, or severe loss, your survival and eventual triumph through my power can be a lifeline for those trapped in despair. Share your journey wisely, letting people see my fingerprints on each chapter of your redemption. In doing so, you become a beacon of hope, demonstrating that I am a God who turns ashes into beauty, mourning into dancing. If you wrestle with condemnation, let me remind you of the power of my forgiveness. Once I have cleansed you, you are truly free. Guilt may try to linger, but it loses its grip when confronted with my truth. Walk in the freedom I purchased for you. You don't need to keep punishing yourself for past failures. The punishment was already carried by me on the cross. Embrace that reality. Let it liberate you to stand tall, not in arrogance, but in gratitude for the gift of grace. Each new day is an invitation to start fresh, unshackled from yesterday's errors. Sometimes the simplest acts of faith can unleash the greatest breakthroughs. A small prayer in the morning, a gentle word to someone hurting, a sincere act of compassion. These things might appear tiny, but I delight in using the humble and the small to accomplish the extraordinary. Never underestimate the power of simple obedience. While grand gestures draw attention, quiet faithfulness captures my heart. Look for opportunities to show kindness, for every seed planted in love is a testament to my kingdom's reality. You do not always need a spotlight to reflect my glory. Often, the soft glow of kindness is enough to guide someone toward my light. In your quiet moments, take time to breathe and remember who I am. I am the Lord who parted seas, who made a shepherd boy a king, who used a timid prophet to confront rulers. My might is unmatched, and yet my tenderness is boundless. Let me cradle your heart when it feels like it's breaking. Let me celebrate with you when you taste victory. In every season, I remain unaltered by circumstances. You can find stability in me when the world feels like shifting sand. Consider how fleeting life can be. Days turn to months, months to years, and before you realize it, entire seasons of life have passed. I urge you to value each moment, each relationship, and each opportunity to do good. Do not waste your days on trivial pursuits that drain your soul. Instead, align your choices with eternal priorities. When you look back, you will see that the real treasures were never possessions or accolades, but the love you shared, the character you developed, and the faith you nurtured. Let that perspective guide you, helping you discern what truly matters in the bigger picture of eternity. You are part of a larger narrative, one that extends beyond your personal story. I am weaving together countless threads of human lives, orchestrating a grand tapestry that reveals my glory. When you feel insignificant, remember that your thread is essential to the overall masterpiece. Perhaps you are in a season of waiting or healing, or maybe you're in a season of flourishing and blessing. Both are part of my grand design. Trust that I know how every thread intertwines. Have faith that one day you will see how perfectly all things fit together, even the painful chapters. Never forget that I am the God of second chances, third chances, and unending mercies. When you repent and turn to me with a contrite heart, I am ready to scoop you up and set you back on your feet. You are not relegated to a life defined by your worst moments. Through me, you can claim a radiant future. Let the enemy's accusations fall to the ground. Let my love define your worth, your potential, and your identity. Though your eyes may not see me physically, do not doubt my reality. I speak to you through my word, through the stirrings in your spirit, and often through the kindness of others. I orchestrate events in your life to catch your attention, to show you I am intimately aware of your circumstances. Nothing is random in my economy. Every sunrise that delights you, every friend who encourages you, every unexpected solution that appears just in time, these are reminders that I am actively engaged in your life. Accept these daily miracles with open arms. Examine your heart for any remnants of anger or bitterness. These toxic emotions can block the flow of my blessings. I know you have been hurt. I understand the injustices that have scarred you. Yet, I implore you to let me heal those wounds. Forgiveness is a process, and I will guide you every step of the way if you yield to my spirit. When you release the weight of resentment, you make room for my peace. When you forgive, you reflect my nature to a watching world that doesn't understand mercy. And with each act of forgiveness, you free yourself more and more from the chains of the past. Let me also speak to you about the power of your words. What you speak over yourself and others can either build or break. Words have the power of life and death. Align your speech with my truth and watch how it transforms your relationships, your own heart, and even your atmosphere. Reject gossip, negativity, and harsh criticism. Instead, speak with kindness and encouragement, reflecting the love I continuously pour out on you. Even in correction, let your words be guided by compassion. You will be amazed at how a single word of hope can redirect someone's life. I also want you to acknowledge that you cannot do everything alone. You may feel pressure to fix every issue, solve every problem, and meet every need. Recognize your limitations, child. Lean on me, seek the counsel of wise individuals, and learn to ask for help. My body on earth is meant to function like a family, bearing each other's burdens. Solitude can be valuable, but isolation can be dangerous. Let others into your life so they can pray for you, share your joys, and help carry your sorrows. Together you can achieve things that would be impossible in isolation. When temptation tries to lure you into old patterns, remember the price I paid to set you free. My sacrifice was not a trivial act. It tore open the veil that separated you from my holiness, granting you direct access to my throne of grace. Cling to the reality that I have empowered you to resist any temptation. You are not a slave to destructive impulses or addictions. Each time you face a moral fork in the road, recall my sacrifice. Let it stir gratitude and a holy determination within you to choose life over death, light over darkness. It is vital that you nurture your spirit with truth. Meditate on my word regularly, letting it saturate your heart so fully that it naturally overflows in your actions and attitudes. In a world where many voices clamor for your attention, my voice is the one that leads you to genuine peace. If you feel lost, my word is a lamp unto your feet. If you feel anxious, it is a refuge of comfort. If you need wisdom, it is an endless wellspring of insight. Approach it with reverence, expecting me to speak specifically to your situation. Reflect on the grace I have shown you so far. Every day, my mercies are new, giving you a fresh opportunity to walk in obedience. Consider how many battles I've already won on your behalf, how many storms I've helped you weather. Let gratitude for my past faithfulness fuel your confidence for whatever awaits you tomorrow. The same grace that has carried you this far will lead you onward. Even if the road becomes more difficult, you will find that my grace proportionately increases, giving you the stamina to press forward. Guard your heart from envy. It's tempting to look at others who appear more successful or blessed and feel a pang of jealousy. But child, you have your own unique race to run. I have set specific blessings and tasks for you, tailored to your growth and destiny. Celebrate the victories of others. Their success does not diminish the blessings I reserve for you. Jealousy clouds your vision and sours your spirit, robbing you of joy. Fix your eyes on me, thankful for how I've gifted you. Embrace your journey with contentment and excitement for the good things yet to come. Remember, life on earth is but a vapor, a brief prelude to the eternity I've prepared for you. Let that perspective shape how you live. If you cling too tightly to temporary gains, you risk overlooking treasures that last forever. Love extravagantly, serve selflessly, and worship wholeheartedly. Live each day as an investment in what truly matters. In due season, you will reap a harvest of joy and everlasting fulfillment. Don't let the fleeting distractions of this world rob you of the eternal inheritance that I long to share with you. I see you as my precious work of art, molded by my hands, and I delight in calling you my child. Even when you stumble, I do not recoil in disgust. Instead, I extend my hand, ready to lift you again. This is my heart, to walk with you, teach you, and transform you from the inside out. You are never too broken, never too far gone, never too ordinary for me to use. Take courage in the knowledge that your life has significance beyond your imagination. Step forward in faith, trusting that I guide and empower you with my Holy Spirit. When anxiety threatens to engulf you, call on my name. Speak it with conviction, for my name holds power. In times of turmoil, let your lips utter my promises. Declare that you are not forsaken, that you are more than a conqueror, and that no weapon formed against you will prosper. By proclaiming my truth, you align your heart with my divine reality, forcing fear to retreat. Even if you have to repeat it multiple times in a day, do so with unwavering resolve. My truth does not waver according to circumstances. It stands firm for all eternity. I encourage you now to rest. Yes, rest, both physically and spiritually. Your body is a temple I have entrusted to you, and it needs restoration. Likewise, your spirit benefits from periods of stillness in my presence. Put aside your to-do lists and the incessant demands of daily life to find solace in me. Resting is not laziness, it is an act of trust. In rest, you acknowledge that your achievements do not define you, and you open the way for me to replenish your soul. In that quiet space, you will rediscover my voice, gently reminding you of who you are and whose you are. Let this moment be a marker in your journey, a sacred time when my words sink deep into your core, altering your perspective on life. You may not recall every phrase, but my spirit will imprint truths upon your heart. In the days to come, when you face confusion or discouragement, I will bring these words back to your memory. They will rise like a beacon in the darkness, guiding you safely to my peace. You are enveloped in my love, carried by my strength, and cherished beyond measure. Allow this awareness to become the melody that resonates throughout your entire being. Let it shape your thoughts, your decisions, and your interactions. Even the smallest step taken in faith aligns you more closely with my purpose. Cling to me as the source of your life, the anchor in every storm, and the King who reigns in immeasurable majesty. I am the one who loves you without limits, the one who knows you fully, yet chooses you still. You never walk alone, child, for I am with you always. Let your soul inhale hope and exhale any residue of fear. May each breath remind you of my sustaining power. Let your heart melt under the warmth of my love, and let your mind find clarity in the brightness of my truth. No matter how far you have wandered or how fragile you may feel, remember that I draw near the brokenhearted. You are my beloved treasure, the apple of my eye, the one I hold so close that nothing can snatch you away. Let these words settle in you as a firm foundation, an unbreakable promise. You are mine, and I am endlessly devoted to you. Yes, hold these truths close. Let them be your comfort at midnight and your guide at dawn. By the power of my spirit, every chain can be broken, every wound can be healed, and every valley can become a place of revelation. You are destined for more than you can conceive because my power works mightily within you. Embrace this destiny with courage, humility, and steadfast faith. Live in the fullness of my love, reflecting my grace to a world that needs to see that hope and redemption are not just words, but living realities. And as you walk this path, always remember, I am here. I have spoken my words to uplift your spirit and confirm my everlasting commitment to you. Take them to heart, and watch how your life blossoms under my care. I love you profoundly, with a boundless affection that will never, ever let go. Amen.